In the previous video where we talked about metric units, we used a drawing called units-metric.dwg. We've got another drawing now that is remarkably similar. It's called units-imperial.dwg. And when you open that particular drawing up and you go to the Model tab, you will notice that the readout on the dimensions is different. We are in feet and inches, and we're using imperial units instead of metric units this time. So everything in this particular drawing is drawn to the units that you are using for that environment. So we're in an imperial environment this time. So you'll notice when I move the crosshair around, take a look at the coordinates down there on the status bar. They're all moving around in feet and inches. Now, as I said, the dimensions are in feet and inches as well. And what we'll do, as per the previous video, we'll zoom in on this outside door over here. So there's our outside door again, like so. Now, just before we measure that, you'll notice down here, we are in the architectural setting for our units. So when we've gone into that units command that we mentioned previously, we've set it to architectural and we've set our specific accuracy. Now, it doesn't measure in decimal places, it measures in fractions of an inch. So you'll notice on the coordinate readout there on the status bar, can you see that we've got different sort of quarters of an inch, sixteenths of an inch, and so on. So basically what we're doing is we're just working in a different unit environment. Now let's measure our door. So Home tab on the ribbon, Utilities panel here, click on Measure and click on Distance. Now if I use the same endpoint snap, there we go, left click, down to this endpoint snap, left click, and that is now 3 feet 9.5 inches wide. So it gives you a readout now of imperial units instead. I'll just hit escape a couple of times to cancel the measure command. So what we've got here is exactly the same drawing, drawn real life full size using a different units convention. So the benefit you have there with AutoCAD is you can work in either metric or imperial depending on where you are. Obviously, from a location perspective, in the USA you would be feet and inches, in the UK you would be metric millimeters. So that's how the units work, and what you normally do is you set those units up before you start drawing. They're normally set up in your drawing templates and your drawing standards before you start a project with your AutoCAD drawings.